Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 592 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. Wei Xiling, favorability plus 30. Current favorability, 30 points. Even though Wei Xiling acted like she looked down on Lord Yen, her favorability stat still honestly jumped up by 30 points. If it were someone else, the increase might have been even higher. But unfortunately, that someone was Qian Yuan. She couldn't deny that Qian Yuan was extremely talented, whether it was in business, acting, piano, or even Go. He stood out far above others his age. But this man already had plenty of women around him, and his relationships with them? Ambiguous and messy. The heiress of the Qian family and the young lady from the Yi family in Modu both had unclear ties to him. Then there was President Yu of Feiduan Capital, President Zhao of Big Cat TV, President Xiao of Rian Group, and President Gao of Xianin Group. He had enough powerful women around him to start a mahjong tournament. Such a tangled web of relationships could only mean one thing. Qian Yuan was a grade A playboy. That's why she'd saved his contact as flirty scumbag bastard. She thought they'd parted ways forever after Modu, that they'd never cross paths again. Who would have thought they'd run into each other again like this? And now, she even owed him a favor. What is this guy up to, she thought. He's already got so many girls by his side, and yet he was staring at Qian Yuan duo like he was super interested? Yep, definitely a scumbag. I cannot let someone as pure as duo fall into this guy's trap. Her eyes lit up as an idea formed in her mind. The best way to deal with a scumbag. Use his own tricks against him. First, lure him in. Make him invest real feelings, spend loads of money, pour in time and energy, and in the end, give him nothing. Hot and cold, close and distant. Then, when he's completely hooked, dump him without mercy. Turn the scumbag into a licking dog. Only then would she feel satisfied. Wei Xiling had made up her mind. It was time to craft a plan to punish the player. Meanwhile, Qian Yuan duo had a realization of her own. Qian Yuan. So he's the disciple of Elder Dongxian? No wonder he's so strong at such a young age. A great master really does produce great students. Too bad Dongxian Yaozuan disappeared months ago after taking a missile strike from a Raptor jet. No one's seen him since. She nodded thoughtfully, then opened Qian Yuan's profile from her contacts and checked his moments feed. At the top was a selfie. He was in Zhengzhou, eating spicy pepper soup. My God, it really is Lord Yen. My idol. I can't believe the one who just helped us was my idol. Ah! Yang Fengying let out an ear-piercing scream. So excited she looked like she might faint on the spot. Everyone else was stunned. Wealthy Lord Yen, spotted at the workers' stadium bar in Yanjing, heroically rescued a girl, then left coolly and mysteriously. That juicy bit of gossip quickly spread throughout the elite circles in Yanjing. Suddenly, the bar's business exploded. Meanwhile, Qian Yuan issued a command. Wang Kai, give me a full report on Qian Yuan duo. Yes, master. Within 5 minutes, a detailed file popped up on his phone. Name, Qian Yuan duo. Gender, female. Age, 18. Measurements, 85 cm, 86 centimeters waist. Education, elementary, no records. Middle school, no records. High school, Renmin University affiliated high school. Family background, unknown. High school exam scores, attached, image 1, image 2, image 99. National college entrance exam score, 745. Top national scorer. First choice university, Yanjing University. Qian Yuan scanned through the data. What the hell? Her subject scores during high school were average at best. And yet she scored 745 on the college entrance exam. Judging by her past results, she's likely a master of strategic grade suppression. She's been hiding her true ability for 3 whole years. She has no elementary or middle school records. She was probably trained secretly by her family, only released into the world at the right time to blend in better and remain hidden. Her reversal reward was 500 points. That alone shows her power surpasses even Nie Wenquzi and Yao Qingtan. Only Tina Morgan is above her. But Tina's already 385 years old. Qian Yuan was only 18? That's a terrifying difference in potential. Tina, having lived for centuries, was incredibly calm and rational. She'd never fall for someone just because of money. No matter how much Qian Yuan spent on her, her favorability barely budged. Clearly, money no longer held any value for her. She cared about something else. But Qian Yuan Duo, young, untainted by the world, and carrying hidden potential. Definitely someone worth investing in. Meanwhile, a growing number of people were injecting super soldier serum. Things were getting out of control. These fools were burning through their fortunes like maniacs. Qian Yuan had already tried to warn them, but they wouldn't listen. And now it was too late. Sooner or later, these rich and powerful folks would realize they had little time left. That's when KL Biotech would step in, pretending they had an anti-aging cure. Then, half the world's elite would be under their thumb. It would be like indirectly controlling the entire planet. But something didn't sit right with Qian Yuan. Could it really be that simple? There had to be a deeper conspiracy brewing behind the scenes. Even if they did manage to control the world like this, the Skull Society would become a global villain, loathed by everyone. They'd eventually face backlash. That kind of control meant nothing. It'd only leave behind a catastrophic mess. The Skull Society had ruled Wall Street for years, wielding immense capital. Could they really not see such an obvious flaw? No, there had to be something more. Something Qian Yuan hadn't uncovered yet. Of course, there was one truth he had no way of knowing. Someone was planning to sell Earth to aliens. According to the rules of the Galactic Civilization Treaty, if a person or group gains recognition from more than half of a planet's population, they can claim ownership of the planet. They'd have the right to manage, or even sell it, as long as that planet wasn't already registered with a higher civilization or privately owned by a galactic powerhouse. Back at Longting Villa, a message popped up on Qian Yuan's phone. I bet you didn't expect me to figure out your identity, did you? My dearest Lord Yin, to thank you properly, I'd like to treat you to a meal. Let's go shopping tomorrow too, if that's okay with you. Pleading face, pleading face, pleading face. From Wei Xiling. She wasn't just asking him to dinner. She'd even added 3 bashful emojis. That shy and flustered tone almost made it sound like she was crushing on him. Qian Yuan raised an eyebrow. This girl's only at 30 favorability, and she's already being this forward? Sure, I've got nothing planned for tomorrow anyway. He casually typed a reply. And on the other end, just as I thought. He is a scumbag, playing all cold and aloof earlier, and now the moment I tease him, he bites. He's just like Wu Qian, all talk. Chapter 10:10, Shopping Spree. Great. Brother Qian Yuan, let's meet tomorrow at noon at Yinjing SKP. Sure, Qian Yuan replied via message. After all, if someone's offering a free meal, why not take it? Seeing how quickly he replied, it was obvious that Qian Yuan didn't really know what kind of place SKP was. Wei Xiling's innocent-looking face slowly formed a sly smirk. A place like SKP, just one dress can cost hundreds of thousands. A limited edition handbag? Over $1 million. All top-tier luxury brands. I'll bleed your wallet dry and let you walk away with nothing. Let's see how you like that, you scumbag. Sure, it wasn't great for her reputation, but someone like him deserved a lesson. Just because you're rich and handsome doesn't mean you can get away with anything. Duo is such a pure girl. There's no way she's falling victim to this scumbag's dirty money. Time flew by. Soon, it was noon the next day. Qian Yuan arrived at Yinjing SKP around 12:30, fashionably late by half an hour. About 5 minutes later, Wei Xiling finally showed up. Today, she had dressed up deliberately. A cute JK outfit paired with pale, slender legs like lotus roots. She looked both sweet and seductive. Compared to when they first met in Moto last year, she'd clearly developed more curves and radiated youthful energy. Add in her soft, sugary voice and delicate features, and no straight guy could resist. Brother Qian Yuan, I'm so sorry. There was traffic, and I'm late by over 30 minutes. You're not mad, are you? She pretended to apologize, but it was completely intentional. Make the scumbag wait, drain his patience, and then make a dazzling entrance. It was psychological warfare, an early PUA tactic meant to assert her value. This would help her test his limits for later manipulation. It's fine, I didn't wait long. Qian Yuan replied calmly with a gentle smile. Not the slightest hint of annoyance. He genuinely didn't mind, because he'd just arrived himself. This scumbag even knows how to stay classy. Humph. Wei Xiling snorted inwardly. Qian Yuan's composure was better than she expected, but that might not last long. Let's stroll around a bit before we eat. I'm not super hungry yet, she said sweetly in her cutesy voice. Sure. Qian Yuan's eyes lit up instantly. Wow, had he just found the perfect simp? He'd originally thought that, as the Wei family's little princess, she wouldn't be impressed by luxury gifts. But she was the one initiating now? Well then, she asked for it. The moment they walked into SKP, they were surrounded by all the luxury brands. Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, Crying Bag, Prada, everything top shelf. Wei Xiling browsed for a bit and set her eyes on an Hermes bag. Quietly asking the price, she was told it cost over 160,000 yuan. That was 2 years' worth of her pocket money. That bag is so pretty. One day, when I earn my own money, I'll buy one too, she said wistfully, then reluctantly put it back. She looked up at Qian Yuan with big, sparkling eyes. The hint couldn't have been more obvious. You there. Pack up every bag this young lady just tried on, Qian Yuan said casually. Sir, are you sure? The saleswoman asked in shock. She tried over a dozen styles, including our store's treasure, a global limited edition Hermes priced at 1.2 million. Altogether, it might exceed 3 million yuan. Only 3 million? That's fine. Just swipe the card, Qian Yuan said, shaking his head. He was honestly surprised. How were so-called top-tier luxury goods this cheap? Over a dozen bags, and it still only came to 3 million? His usual expenses were in the trillions. 3 million was barely spare change. Luxury brands? Trash. Payment complete. Wei Xiling stood frozen, eyes wide. As a fresh high school graduate, she'd never spent money like this. Even her family kept her allowance in check. And now, just like that, 3 million gone. And it was all for her. Oh no, I messed up. This is bad. What now? What do I do? I seriously underestimated this guy's spending power. No wonder so many girls fall for him. Okay, stay calm, stay calm. She forced herself to breathe and regain composure. You do home delivery, right? Qian Yuan asked the staff. Of course, sir. Just provide an address. We'll have everything delivered anywhere in Yanjing within a day. Little one, go ahead and fill in your address, Qian Yuan urged. Wei Xiling hesitated. Receiving such expensive gifts all at once had completely thrown off her plan. Her palms were sweating. Her brain felt like it had crashed. But then, something clicked. Wait a minute. I came here today to bleed this guy dry. I wanted to teach him a painful lesson. I can't let him turn the tables. Besides, it's not like I'll actually use the stuff. Worst case, I'll return it all later. So you're rich? Want to show off? Big spender? Fine. I'll keep draining your wallet until it hurts. I don't believe you can keep swiping forever. With that, she blinked her big round eyes and quickly filled in her address. Thank you, brother, I'm so happy. Actually, I don't even like Hermes that much. How about we check out some other stores? Qian Yuan offered. Sure. They went from Hermes to LV, and from there, it turned into a shopping rampage. They hit every luxury store. Bags, shoes, clothes, pants, socks, watches, 2 straight hours of non-stop shopping. Qian Yuan had spent 60 million. This wasn't shopping anymore. It was practically wholesale distribution. Wei Xiling had wanted to see Qian Yuan flustered, heartbroken, or at least wince from the spending. But none of that happened. Though he was still wearing a mask, his eyes gave it away. This guy wasn't even slightly annoyed. In fact, he looked like he was having fun. What the hell? Who enjoys getting fleeced like this? From beginning to end, Qian Yuan remained completely charming and composed. Spending time with him for those 2 hours, she couldn't help but feel a little excited. It was weirdly fun. Wei Xiling, favorability plus 10. Wei Xiling, favorability plus 10. Current favorability, 50 points. My stomach's starting to growl. Let's eat, Wei Xiling said proactively. She finally seemed tired from all the shopping, while Qian Yuan looked like he could keep going all day. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.